Hello and welcome to the Kerry Garden Show. I'm just here in Boyles of Killorglin and I'm just picking up some beautiful lupins here, maybe to add to my garden. Hope your garden is looking well, and if the weather is kind to us this bank holiday, it should be a great weekend for gardening. And if you want some great gardening tips, well, you've come to the right place. Let's find Trish and see what she's got for us this week. You're very welcome to Boyles Garden Centre here in Killorglin, and we're joined by one of our resident gardening experts, Trish. How are you doing, Trish?
Very good, Alan. Thank you very much.
Are you looking forward to the bank holiday?
I am indeed.
It's going to be a good one. Although, will it? Are you working Monday?
Might be. I don't know yet. I'm not saying.
But Boyles is going to be open on Monday.
They are, yeah. Bank holiday Monday now. We're open between 12 and 5. So if any gardeners are out there and they're out in their garden and they want to come in and get a few plants, we're open.
Brilliant, brilliant. So it is the perfect time to get out and get in really the garden and do a couple of bits and pieces.
Oh, it is. Like June now, you know, temperatures have risen up. It's getting that little bit warmer. The bedding plants, all the full colour. It's a great time for gardening.
Brilliant.
Great time for gardening.
Excellent, excellent. But today, right now, in this first part, Jer's going to join us a little later in the show. But right now, we're going to talk about some late bloomers. We've had lots of blossoms and lots of colour, but these are ones that tend to bloom a little later in the summer.
That's right.
Trish.
We've had the azaleas, we've had the rhododendrons. They're all in flower. They'll be finishing flowering. So, as we were always saying, you want to continue the flower throughout the whole season. So, what we have first of all is our hydrangeas. These are a firm favourite of everyone.
You will see them everywhere.
Absolutely fabulous. Again, with the hydrangeas, you can get different types of flowers. You can get what's called a mop head flower, which is like a ball of a flower, which we're looking at there.
Which we have here for anyone who's on Facebook, yeah.
Or you can get a lace cap flower, which is a flat flower.
Okay.
And then there's loads of other different types of ones. You can get ones with cone-shaped ones. We have the full selection here in the garden centre. But hydrangeas, they flower from July up until about the end of October.
Okay.
So there's a great time. And even then at the end of October, what they do then is the colour of the flower changes to the autumn colour, as in kind of the crispy kind of red colours, and you still have that going on then until about the end of November, December.
Okay.
They grow to about 4 feet high and about 4 feet wide. They like a light shady area. Try and keep them out of the morning sun, especially as we've been going on for the last couple of weeks with the frost and things like that. The hydrangeas did get an awful doing from the frost.
In the months of March
and April.
Yeah.
They have recuperated, they have come back, there's no panic. It just kind of delays them that little bit.
Yeah.
But if you try keep them out of the morning sun, because if you frost the night before and the sun shines on it, it's the sun that actually burns it then.
And it's not, I suppose it's not even just frost. If there's like mildew and stuff, you know, can that affect it as well?
You know, the mildew now would be
Not so
mostly
much.
got to do with kind of humid, warm conditions. That would be the mildew.
Yeah.
But a light shady area will do it fine. If you didn't have a big sunny place, they would be perfect for it.
Yeah.
Again, they come in all different colours with the hydrangeas. I know we've said it last year maybe, or before, people might remember.
We said it a few weeks ago as well, and I found it fascinating about the fact that you were saying they like a very limey soil, is it? Or acidic?
I'll tell you, they like both soils,
okay,
but it all depends, it determines the colour.
What that will actually say which colour your actual flower is going to be.
So
that was it. Yeah,
that was it. You remember now. If you've got a peaty soil, they'll be the blue colour.
Okay.
And if you've a limey soil, they'll be the pink colour.
Right.
So when you're planting them, if you've even got a neutral soil and you want a lovely blue one, put down some sulphate of iron into the hole and mix it in with the soil. Don't put it directly underneath the root, and that'll encourage, when the roots do grow into it, it'll make it more blue.
Okay,
Again, on the other side then, if you wanted the pink flowers and you have a neutral soil, add a handful of lime in with your planting hole then as well.
Okay.
Now, I do remember a couple of weeks ago we did go through it. I had a hydrangea colorant.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So if you have a hydrangea planted in the garden at the moment and it's kind of a wishy-washy blue and you want it to be a stronger, nice blue,
colour,
you can water in this hydrangea colorant and that will come on fine.
Brilliant.
Then.
That wasn't it you knocked over.
No.
Joking. So what else have we got then, Trish?
These are lupins. Now the lupins are absolutely fantastic. You can see by the picture, if anybody's looking on Facebook, we have them in all the different colours.
Oh, that's a beautiful purple.
Purple. You can get them in the reds, you can get them in the yellows, you can get them in the whites. They can grow to about 3 feet high.
And they're kind of like a cone-shaped flower?
They are. The flower is cone-shaped and they're fantastic for flowering, and they really, really flower well then as well.
Okay.
one thing you might watch out for them is the green fly. Sometimes they are prone to getting green fly. You can get a ready-to-use chemical. You don't have to mix it up or anything. Just twist a cap on it, and it's
very
actually
handy.
This one. It's a bug clear one.
The bug clear.
And that'll get rid of your green fly, and that'll keep them happy then as well.
And what is
if you were having a lot of shrubs in your bed and you wanted to bring in a bit of colour, these are the lupins. Are great. You can plant them here and there. What happens to them is they die down in the winter. You don't have to worry about them. They'll come back up in the spring again.
Oh, excellent. So the perennials. Yeah,
so they're great, and they'll give a great blast of colour then for the summertime.
Now, who's the big fella at the back?
Another favourite then is the astilbe. Now, this is absolutely fabulous. You can see by all the buds on the top of it there,
they're
that's ready
to burst
out into flower.
The reason why I reacted like that is because the pink, it's a beautiful pink
It's
flower.
a beautiful pink, it's kind of a pale pink. Now they can come in white as well, we have them in white.
Yeah.
Again, towards the autumn, all them leaves that are green at the moment, they turn a fiery red in as well. So it's absolutely fabulous.
A
stilbe. Now they like more on the moist soil, but not sitting in water.
Right,
if it
they
makes
don't like
sense.
wet feet.
It's moist but well drained. I know that probably mightn't make much sense, but they don't like it too dry, so more in the moist soil. And that is absolutely fabulous.
That's beautiful.
Again, another thing, if you have loads of shrubs, like if you have azaleas, your rhododendrons, you have evergreen shrubs with just coloured leaves, pop in your lupins, put in your astilbes, and they'll give you a lovely bit of colour.
Height
about 1 metre in height.
Okay, so they can get
they can get quite big, but if you even had a nice big pot, one of them in the pot, and maybe put trailing petunias or million bells around the base of it, complement the colour, and that should be a lovely feature then as well.
Beautiful. And finally
then we've got our heuchera. And that one now, it has kind of winey coloured foliage. You can see underneath it is more wine, and then the top of it kind of a browny red, I suppose. Again, they grow to about 1.5 to 2 foot in height and width. Lovely colour, nice for the front of a border. Again, can be planted into pots, and they've got a lovely pale pink flower on it then as well.
Okay, so lovely pink.
So they're lovely. There's a lot of perennials now that we would have in stock at the moment that give that blast of colour. We've delphiniums, we've geums, we've geraniums, perennial wallflowers, endless.
Yeah. So that's the thing, and again, as you said, plan ahead so that the colour continues in the garden.
Exactly.
That's just brilliant. It's great. So come in, have a chat to you guys, and show what you got, and make a little space for some of these that would actually really keep the colour going all throughout the late summer. Brilliant. Thanks very much, Trish. That's great. We're now going to clear the decks, and we're going to be talking some gardening equipment with Ger. A very important part of every garden is the tools that you use. And I'm joined by Ger now to talk about the next generation of power tools that are here available at Boyles that are really changing the game. How are we doing, Ger?
Good, Alan.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks a million.
You've got a lot of tools in hand. So what have we got? What's going on?
Listen, I suppose at the moment we were stocking a lot of battery operated because a lot of our customers are kind of demanding that we actually have the battery operated and the electric power tools. So we got a good selection, like from the chainsaw to your hedge trimmer to just even the garden clippers. We have it all in battery operated. We're stocking two different brands. We have the Stihl and we have the Bosch. We feel that their technology has got so good over the last few years. We've had no complaints with them. And they're really leading the way in the battery and electric operated tools.
Power tools. Because obviously as well, the all along, I suppose the fear was that batteries weren't powerful enough to operate these, and that's where the technology developed has come.
Oh, 100%. Like, I have a little strimmers here in my hand. This will last for maybe half an hour to about 40 minutes.
Okay.
We've different sizes. So like if you have a small garden, we have the ones that maybe operate 10 to 15 minutes, right up to the more powerful ones that could last up to an hour. I suppose with them it's taking out all the unnecessary work. Like, so there's no petrol, there's no mixing of oil, there's no kind of engine to be maintaining and looking after.
I suppose a little bit kinder to the environment, really, as well.
It would be 100%. Yeah, the argument is there that it is that much better. They are
So do they do the same job? Because that's the one question everyone's going to ask you, and you know yourself.
So, like,
do they do the same job?
So I'm on maybe 3/4 of an acre at home. I have to trim the outside of the perimeter, maybe up against the curbs. It takes me about half an hour.
Okay.
So in any given week, like, one charge is going to do me.
Okay.
Like, if you're a professional and you're using it a little bit more, you can buy a second battery.
Okay.
You can buy a third battery if you're at a point where you can't.
Yeah, but for the majority of listeners who might just have a bit of a big garden and kind of use it, as you say, half an hour, 40 minutes should do
a
lot of gardens.
So it is, and they are quite enough powerful. Like, I'll just demonstrate there how if it'll work for me. Like, they're quite fast.
Right. And you were also telling me as well too that the plastic little blades that they use, they're actually better than the wire. They last longer.
They do last a bit longer. So with every kit, you do get a handful of blades.
Okay.
They're very, very easy to pull on and off. All you have to do there is
clip them on and clip them off.
Push it. Sorry, I need the two hands. Push it and it's off.
Okay.
Back in. That's it. They're very, very, very simple. The one I have in my hand here is a rechargeable one.
Okay.
But we do have the bigger battery operated ones inside in the shop as well.
Yeah.
So that's our
The great thing you also said as well too, Ger, is with the electrical one is that literally as soon as you take your hand off, from a safety perspective, they
do.
They go off straight away.
Yeah. No, so they are quite good. And listen, the technology is getting better and better every year. If I was buying, I would be buying the battery.
Now, the old strimmer, Ger.
The strimmer,
take the cover off this. Now, this is a big one. You've got a little small one as well too.
Yeah, so we have, again, we have the full selection of them. We can get them in pole saws as well. But again, they're like for a handy size hedge. They really are a good one. That is a battery operated one.
Okay.
So we can get the
so there's the battery. Yeah.
That's the battery. It's not
charged.
We don't have them charged up because
probably
they're
better
on
off. You're probably better off.
So yeah, no. Like, again, if you're doing a boxes hedge, they're quite ideal. Even your laurel hedges here, if you have a nice handy sized laurel hedge, they go through it quite easy. They are a nice one.
But for a small little garden.
So, like, let's say if you have a small little one, or even if you want to trim a small bit of grass just lower down, they are ideal.
Okay.
So they're I suppose safety wise as well, just to make sure the covers go back over after, especially if there's small children around.
Yeah, and I see we do have some safety equipment here, of course, which is available. You've got your gloves, your high vis, your eye shield, all of that stuff.
All that's there. And I suppose if you are out on a roadway, just make sure you get your cone and maybe a bit of tape just to make sure that you are protected that bit more. And again, always use your earmuffs. Again, your ears are so delicate.
And as well as half an hour, 40 minutes of using these things, it does take.
It does, yeah. In most places, anyway, like an hour maximum. You know, if you are cutting a hedge, you do a lot of cutting in an hour.
You get a lot of that done.
And again, we have all the tools. So we have the Bosch, we have the blowers. Again, you get about 10 to half an hour, depending on the size of the machine you get.
Yeah.
And for anyone then that's just doing a small bit of cutting with chainsaws. We do have the electric chainsaw.
Because that's what I was surprised at that. So you've gone right up to the chainsaw.
Yeah. So, like, again, you can get power. There's different size batteries you can get from that do last longer, but it is powerful enough to sustain the cutting. And again, we sell all the chains, and with power tools again like that, make sure you use your safety gear,
equipment,
and
every year, of course, get them serviced.
Well, just the chain is the only thing really that you'll have to and again, just make sure your oil is in this as well. That's
so the chainsaw is the only one that needs oil.
That needs oil because you need to lubricate the chain. And again, like, we sell all the blades that go with it, and if you want to stay with the cord as well, we do sell the cord attachments, and we sell all the wires as well.
Okay, excellent. So we'll have a look inside and show our Facebook viewers all of the power tools that we have here.
And then last
but not least, and there's a bit of nostalgia attached to this one, because that really is as old-fashioned as it comes.
It does, yeah, and it brings back a lot of memories for some people as well. So it's the old-fashioned, you could say, cylinder mower. push cylinder more. And again, if you have a small garden and you don't want to be bothering getting the petrol and the oils to mix, this is a good one to get.
Brilliant.
And it's a little bit of a workout too, Alan.
I'd say it would get a fair old workout as well. Because I remember my dad's uncle Mick used to get me to cut his lawn years ago, and
had to be done by this.
Fair old workout. No, thankfully we did eventually get him an electric one, but I definitely operated one or two of those in my day.
And you'd be amazed how popular they are, and they do have the bags as well to collect as well, so you don't have to be raking up.
Didn't have that, so I had to rake it up.
And there is the different settings on the blade as well, so there is you can lift it up and down.
Okay.
So again, if you just want to a little bit of history,
as I said,
that's
history, nostalgia, and a good workout.
But that's it, keep fit over the summer. The other thing is we do sell a Bosch electric mower as well.
Okay.
And again, they're quite popular as well for the small gardener. And again, it just takes the work out of the servicing and the petrol and
that's the good thing about technology, Ger, isn't it? It takes a little bit of the work out.
And it is improving every year,
Excellent, brilliant. Well, listen, if anyone is interested in any of these tools, do call in to Ger. As I said, Stihl and Bosch are the ones to go by, and to go who are leading the way, should I say, and to come in and have a chat and check them out and see maybe they could be suited for your garden. Ger, as always, thanks very much for your expertise. We look forward to having a chat with you next week, and that is pretty much all from Boyles of Killorglin here for another week. Thanks to everyone here, and from myself, Trish and Ger. Do have a great bank holiday weekend, and happy gardening.